Okay, never mind, it's back. But yes, Nox is going to drag a finger in the air. There's going to be a small little tear. He'll hold his hand out in a small parchment paper rolled up and definitely faded. It's maybe half a year old at this point. You're more than welcome to look over my shoulder as I read this.
You're nice and sturdy.
I mean, it weighs 3,000 pounds. I better be sturdy.
Oh my gosh!
There you
Right. The Caligari Conclave, not Enclave. The Caligari Conclave is a group of aberration, fiend, and monstrosity hunters. Their sole purpose is to hunt down that which is unnatural to the lands and exterminate them with brutal efficiency. Their group was around during the original fight with the Umbrals, but not prominent. But after helping out many figures of importance, they had made a name for themselves. Not much is known about them, but they formed a small city where they are assumed to do all their research and training. It is not known how many Inquisitors there are, but it can be assumed to be around 60, and only growing. There are rumors that, well,
Damien knows some.
some Inquisitors are heard making negative comments about demi-humans. The Inquisition only allows humans in their order, which is... This is probably out of date, because, well, as you know, Iris was there. And she's a dark elf.
Iris is a drow.
Drow, dark elf, etc., etc. But yes, that is what I know of the Caligari Conclave, where Victor is from. He and his people. Because, you know, his people sometimes boss around the guards. Like Iris' sister.
Yeah.
There is obvious corruption there.
Mm.
Which is why I'm glad that Triss is taking the commander position, because now she is one rung under Victor. At least in Redwall.
I trust Trist.
I do
I
too.
trust Trist to take care of everything now.
There's so many things I need to keep track of. Because I am very busy with things.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't believe what I just did hours ago.
Hmm?
I was in a realm at the edge of the junction where magic did not exist. Where it used to be but a great cataclysm broke it apart. I went to demi-plane after demi-plane. I found Warforged in ruins. I got chased by ones after I failed a puzzle. But I managed to release some magic back into that world. I'll peel it slightly. And then I was booted to the training arena after the realm collapsed. The demi-realm. We figured out an energy source that was powering the last and only working Nexus. I managed to repair it, stabilize it, but I lost a tool that was going to help me find the others. Luckily enough, I did some rough estimating where they could be. And that's what I had to work with. But I didn't come out empty-handed. I did collect some interesting things, collected some notes. Ooh, I can actually show you what I am referring to as a close call. Let me stand up for this. I need a lot of space to even pull this thing out. Do you mind holding my bag of holding? Yeah. As Nox slowly steps backwards, he is pulling out more and more of a fucking giant sword. Where initially falls out. So, there was a Warforged. A really big one. And it threw its sword at me. It was a good distance away.
You took the sword?
Yes, I did. Because I also took this. For my last adventure. He's gonna pull out a big Kopesh. These forged make a habit of throwing their weapons at me, and I take them because I lived. This one embedded in my chest, though. This was the first one.
Ow.
Yes. So when I see a much bigger weapon flying at my chest, as Nox pats his chest, you're going to see there is a fine, you didn't notice at first, but there is a fine and heavy cut across his chest plate in a very light layer of dried blood, almost as if he barely dodged it. When I see something that reminds me of this, all I could do was just hope and step to the side. And it worked,
Hope
thankfully.
you move fast enough.
Hope I learned fast enough. I took drugs because of that, to help me with that issue, by the way. Not any narcotics, mind you. It's a funny thing. From my training, I did microdoses of foresight potions. Sometimes it's useful. Sometimes it isn't. Depends on how well I'm put together at the moment.
I've never heard the phrase microdosing foresight potions before, but yeah.
Well, that's because I'm the only one that fucking makes them.
Fair enough.
I could make you some if you want.
I feel like it would be like weird to try. Like I don't know how that would feel.
I can explain to you what they do, at least. Foresight potions are made of something called devil's root. Funny, haha. They are akin to a pig's tail in their shape. They easily grow enough in the swamps of Redwall, but they can be found in other places. They start out as a bright orange, but they slowly fade to a black tip.
Like once, I need to go to the swamp more.
Yeah. Hopefully with the Daedra slowing down, it'll be much more safer.
I just need to go and break more rules. I've been a goody two-shoes for too long.
There's a lot of things you can do for being petty fun, like fishing in a fountain.
You're fishing in people.
Yes. And you could too. Well, no, you can't. I only have one of those rods. But that's besides the point. Where was I? Right, root. The devil's root. Devil's root is an interesting herb that, if distilled down properly, can boost your cognitive function to such a degree that it'll rapidly try to go through any and all possible outcomes. You'll be able to simulate in your mind much more faster, therefore giving you a type of foresight. It's not actually seeing into the future, but it's cognitive
future
based.
preparation.
Yes, it's like you see into the future. The downside, however, this is where it does get slightly magical, or more so alchemical. We have yet to actually figure it out. If it is alchemical, it is the consequences of essentially what people call bad trips. There's going to be a down effect where you're going to see some things. On the magical side of things, it sends your ego to hell for a few moments. The planes of chaos.
Oh.
I have dealt with it, and I'm leaning more towards the former personally, though it is a good thought to have laterally. Because Tommy said if he ever dies, he's going to crack his tooth with Devil's Root and send his ego to hell. So I'm hoping it's the latter, but I'm assuming the former.
Huh. That's only mildly terrifying to think about. Thank you,
Yes.
Nox.
Sorry. I will air this out. I am fiend oriented. I am a tiefling.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you are much more calmer about that, and I appreciate it.
My best friend is a tiefling.
Yeah, Nolan and I, we used to hang out a bit earlier on. We know each other.
Yeah, Nahon is labeled as my emotional support tiefling. by
There's
everybody around
only
us.
2 to 3 of us, I think, in all of Aether.
Things are fine in my book.
I'm only like
Thankfully.
a quarter, but
Being a paladin, I'm not, back from when I was a paladin. I wasn't apparently racist to everything, except for Umbral. They scare the shit out of me, so I'm scared of them. I'm gonna be
I
mean.
want to specify this,
I
because the more you know. Umbral constructs.
Specifically the hunger. Huh?
Umbral constructs. You've only seen those.
They're constructs.
Yes. There are people hypothesize this is something you shouldn't spread. This is what's on the other side of the coin. A wasteland of horrors beyond comprehension. More than likely there's life there. Have you not noticed how most of them are rock and stone with cores? Cores. A vanguard.
Oh, you're right.
Made for attrition. Crafted by materials not from anywhere that we can explore. Yes, the hunger is a corrupting force. That is something we're
Okay,
dealing with.
let me recorrect my statement. I am racist to specifically those constructs because they scare the shit out of me.
The Infernals are the worst. That's what they've been labeled as. The big ones. The big ones with big shoulders, small
the big
heads
ones.
that shoot fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those.
And then there's the Weavers.
Don't get me started on the Weavers.
I encountered illusions of them recently on my endeavors to help Kai with his Daedric problem.
Yeah, we saw a few of them. City of the Sun. One of them took Iris, at least briefly.
She was very concerned when they started listening to her. Because they did, weirdly enough. Did you know, when you were line fighting in that ziggurat, one of the officers commanded some Infernals to try and flank you? She tried her luck and made them stay fighting on the front line.
That flank would have killed me.
Yeah.
I'm good, but I'm not that good.
She did her best to minimize, as I said, or as she said. But yes, umbral constructs, etc., etc. Hunger, death to the worlds, bad. Yes. But yes, foresight
Bad.
potions, right?
We return back to where we were.
If I were to keep going down that route, I'd be telling you my entire philosophy on how all of you caused this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I was just following orders.
Good soldiers follow orders.
And I was a really good soldier.
Do you want to hear my viewpoint and see if you subscribe to it? I won't shove it down your throat, but I feel like it's a pretty rational one.
I'm curious to listen, but it is going to have to be brief.
Brief, yeah. The wedding's soon, right?
Very short.
The wedding, right?
I'm not going.
All right. Well, I'll make this short. The Dominion. Duran started as a Tempest Knight. He was a Tempest Knight.
You've stood up. I can tell that this is going to be good. You stood up and everything.
Duran, you know the man, right? Big bad guy of your story. Well, of the story.
Yes.
Started out as a Tempest Knight.
Yes.
He was with Tempest for well over 400 years, I think. He extended
that sounds about
his
right.
oath. Yes, he was with Tempest for a while. Eventually, when he got to Aether, he started doing things. He took on an apprentice by the name of Serena, a vampire. and other things. He saw pity on people. He had a kind heart. There was a time where there was a demon summoned from the Wrath Ring onto Aether, and nobody knew what to do with it. So he, under the pretense of people offering coin, decided to bind it to himself. Because nobody else would. Eventually, got worse and worse. People stopped helping. Got more worse. People still didn't help. He tried dealing with himself because in the end, he was just a man. He was just a man. He's only human. Eventually, he decides to slowly start waning off of the Tempest Knights for one reason or another and makes the mercenary company, the Dominion Mercenary Company. Does jobs for people. Does things. He liberated a northern realm because the bandits wouldn't stop fucking with his supply lines. He made friends. He made contracts with nobles. And he grew a mercenary company into something influential. And he even at the beginning offered a protection contract to Aether and Redwall that would only be paid by the number of heads they took in the name of defending it. That was obviously a lose-lose for Aether. Nothing could happen here. We got the entity, the crystal. But he did it nonetheless, because he cared. But then there was the whole building fiasco in Redwall, where the guards and the ex-captain Steel, dragonborn prick, decided to not listen to orders given by the Archmage of Creation, who was there at the time, who made a building for both the Healers Guild and the Mercenaries to share. Mercenaries first floor, Healers the second. Barred us from our building and began the now fully rift between the Dominion and the Redwall Guard. For no apparent reason. And slowly that rift grew. People took the side of the Guard. Some people took the side of the Dominion, but not many. And over time, they began to become isolated. People turned their backs. They tried helping more. People turned their backs. They say only the Redwall Guard helped during the initial Umbral invasion, but the Dominion was there too. They were there.
But that little details left out.
At one point or another, they were alone. Duran was alone. I am of the strict belief, because of all of this unnecessary conflict that was born of childish actions, because of everybody involved, Duran was isolated so much to the point where he had nowhere else to go. He was inflicted by the hunger. And that's why we're here today. It is a story of isolation and guilt. And that's why I'm hoping there can be some resolution where the true issue is dealt with and not a poor soul. I probably won't get that. Because Iris makes an oath saying she's going to destroy his empire and everybody in it. That includes civilians. But luckily, I sense that she is in a similar situation to you. I don't sense anything off of her anymore. She's much more bearable to be around. She's missing her oath. Interesting enough. But the fact she still made that...
And how is she still able to do the things she does?
Who knows? Well, as you can see, she's been relying on armor more. She has guns. Maybe she's had some native casting beforehand. Relics, who knows?
She has a massive fucking ballista as well that she just handed off to me, so now I've got that little thing in my arsenal.
Good to know. I would hope And maybe ask as a favor, don't give that back to her.
I don't plan to.
Hmm.
However, if she does keep nagging me about training and assisting out with the Order and the people of the City of the Sun, I might lose my marbles.
She is just asking you for overpay without the pay, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't even paid as a paladin. That's just free labor.
Oh.
Do you want a job?
I don't know what I want right now, if I'm honest.
I'm just trying to figure out if you ever had a paycheck before. I know that's a stupid
When I was
question.
with the Redwall Guard,
See, the Redwall Guard, they at least pay you.
yeah, it was like 10 gold
Hmm.
a day or something.
A simple
remember.
offer I can give you if you so wish to indulge. And it's an actual pay, not anything guard related. 50 silver a day if you find anything interesting. Can you tell me? I like knowing things.
I can do that.
Now,
Seems easy enough.
I always gotta preface this nowadays, unless you want it to be a full thing, because I'm slowly learning to do this. Would you like to shake on the deal?
Absolutely not.
Fist bump.
Okay, we can do that.
Non-formal, non-formal. I have learned I can make contracts. I am not the best at it. So better safe than sorry.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Yeah, I'm
welcome to the
probably
team,
going to
informant.
avoid like full-blown deals and oaths and pacts and shit as long as I possibly can.
That is good for you. That is an actual mental wound that needs to heal. That needs time.
I do need to speak to Jal at some point, though. Got a few things to talk about.
Do you have a sending stone? You need to give those out if you're close enough.
I've got Squidians, which I can harass Squidian and say, hey, I need to talk to your husband, but I don't have your husband sending stuff.
I think I can send one to Joel, maybe.
It's fine. I'll just harass Squidian, plus it's an excuse to swing by.
Right. Well, I wish you a good day, Lilac. I think this was a
And
well-needed
you,
talk to understand each
so.
other
You're
and
not-
sympathize and
lot less of an
empathize.
asshole. You're a lot less of an asshole now that I've spoken to you. I'm gonna walk this way because I'm curious because I saw somebody walking out that way. I want to know if it'll loop up.
I am wondering too if there is a ladder of some sort.
Either a ladder or it just continues to go.
Yes, it is much more easier to talk to you when you're not obligated to do what you do.
Yeah. I'm not sworn to be a dick.
Hmm.
Oh, it just goes up.
Oh, it does. The more you know.
We don't have to go through the abhorrently dark cave next time.
And by the way, did you notice the obviously dangerous ward down there?
The door thing?
Yes, the protection,
Yes.
fire, disorder.
Yeah, it was made by Tempest, Califax, and Sulfur.
Yes.
How's that for information?
Do you know what it's for?
Something about it having it has the internals that keep Aether afloat inside.
I can actually understand completely what that is because I know what that looks like. Have you been in the Mage's Trials before? In the swamps?
No.
I should show you
actually,
something.
once.
Have you seen a
It's when I went
room with
talk
ice?
to Ward. No, I saw the throne room.
Yes. There is a side route that actually leads to, because it's been left open for quite a while, there is a maintenance room where there's a lot of crystals, different affinities that power the place. It's on standby.
Wilting?
I have noticed that. Crops look a bit more drained. More than likely, with the growing of the island, there is a slight imbalance again. Because, well, ley lines are what
Yeah,
made
that
these
would
crops
make sense.
special and grow. Probably expanded out and probably drew from the plants, if anything, for the meanwhile. The funny plants over in the corner are fine.
Funny plants?
Yeah, you know, the giant grapes, the wizard weed, melons.
The wizard weed? The whimsical wizard weed?
Yes, the wizard weed. They fought a war over that name, didn't you know?
Oh, that's action.
Yeah, it's a wizard feed. Ask Califax about it. He was there, you know, during the evil wizard war. Do not laugh.
Those giant red watermelons? I'm not laughing. I'm not. I would never. Giant watermelon?
Momentary fun, Lilac. Momentary fun, right? You gotta reopen the funds, right?
Fun.
Splat.
Mm-hmm.
Melon juice everywhere. Momentary fun.
I'm going to be smelling like melon for the next 6 hours. Ah! Don't do it again.
Just loading it. Now I gotta keep one loaded.
Okay.
It's training. But either way, with the ley lines, that'll grow back pretty fast.
Yeah, there's some in the Glass City. I convinced them to put the magical fruits in trebuchets.
Might need to change those bandages. They're kind of stained now.
Yeah, that's fine. I only look like I'm bleeding profusely.
I'm sure as we both walk to the Nexus to take our separate paths, someone might make a comment if you point it out.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, just act normal. Nobody pretends it's different.
Just act normal. My shirt is not red. I mean, my
What shirt?
bandages are not red.
Yeah, there we go.
My bandages are not red. It got very quiet.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to the wedding. Then again, there are some mixed opinions on it.
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm going back to Rove.
You going back to Golden Leaf by chance or somewhere else?
Yeah, Golden Leaf.
Wonderful place there. I actually learned that's actually the main center point of Lord Exalma's domain. That's where I get my cider from.
I have a house there.
I buy cider from there. I like their cider, their apple cider.
Is there a specific tavern you go to? I'm still very, very new to the area, so
it's more so I put in a missive to an address, which is a retailer essentially. Boxes. Golden Leaf apple cider, or Golden Leaf Golden apple cider. The name I slip up a few times. Golden apple cider from Golden Leaf. I have a few bottles if you want.
That's
I
a lot
keep
of
them
gold.
in my office.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually.
Alright, then I'll do this quickly, because I am accepting, and you are accepting that we are friends now, in some manner or shape or form. Another rift.
We're friends now. We're
Bottle.
drinking apple cider later.
And this, let me just... Knox writes heavily on a small piece of parchment. This is for you, if you ever wish to indulge in my company. That is a runic card. You will rip that up and throw it into the Nexus. That will automatically set it to go to the junction closest to me. Now, I'm going to tell you completely what that means. That will put you in the Noble District of the Dominion capital, because that's where I work. No hard feelings.
Okay. I will... Is it the kind of thing where I will need to cover my face if I'm coming to visit, or...?
In all honesty, the Paladins kind of started it.
It's... Yeah,
if you use that card, the people will know at least. Because not many people use the Noble District Nexus. except for the nobles or those invited.
Hmm.
Once you get out, if you come there, you're going to see a lot of buildings. You're going to look for the biggest one, I suppose, besides the castle. That is the Scriptorum. That is where I work. I have an office there. Ask for Knox or O'Reilly, and I'll take you to my office. I have a lot of interesting things there from when I was much more powerful than what I am now. Things last. I'm happy they do. Because even if I'm not as strong as I used to be, some of my things I made before I had an affliction are still there.
Some things still remain.
Mostly my knowledge, though. So there's a certain feeling of gratification, I guess, when I see beginner mages. Beginner mages do what I was doing in the past. Come up with similar concepts. Are adventurous.
I'm gonna need to
Ambitious.
figure out what sort of things to start doing with my flame now, because I'm very simple with what I can do. More simple now that the holy's gone.
So it's
'Cause I use that
fire,
as my
right?
base plate. Yep.
Just fire, or is it one of the subsections?
Just fire.
You can try and work to... I don't know if that would work, but you can try and work on absorbing heat from fire, controlling an aspect of it. Because you have control over the element and aspects of said element. You could try and make the fire green.
That's a thing?
Wordplay. Remember?
It's not always
Think
red?
of it like this. Wordplay. Most of the time, if there's different materials used in fire, big one is silver dust makes blue fire, copper dust makes green fire. It's chemical based, or alchemical based. Sometimes you can make it magical based too.
I'll look into that.
Small things, but interesting things you haven't thought of before.
Ah. Oh my god. Actually, no. Not oh my god. Oh my me. I have free will again.
Yes. Until next time, I suppose. Damn, that's crazy. Welcome to the eyes of an open world. You're welcome.
She's just sitting there like, he's a lot less of a prick than I thought he was.
Well, as I will say that I put in a Discord before, you've encountered the background and character. That's always there,
Like,
but always seems to fit what you need to hear.
like everything that he said makes total sense to her. Like, she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, here's
Was I the
how.
problem this whole
Here's how
time?
your faith is
And
all
like,
a lie.
that wall has finally been lifted up. And she's like, oh
Here's how your
shit,
faith is
okay.
nothing special outside of order magic. And here's what they tell you otherwise.
Oh boy.
Because that,
Hold on,
to
I need to go
me,
punch
makes
Tuggy once
sense. That's great. I might vibe a bit. I'm deaf in chat. I'm at a wedding. I need to get my wedding music. Wedding music. Nope, not too late. Do they even have it? Okay.
Depending on how you feel. Very much so. Hello, Knox.
Hello.
And she has a
Hello.
You didn't know?
I make other people.
No, I was not aware. I'm not a fucking maid. Too deep. I mean, you've been around this for a while.
Give me a second.
Oh yeah, I have.
Was it me?
I'm like,
Maid
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Knox.
Did I miss the
Hello.
wedding?
Oh,
Be honest.
were you
with
here
me.
for the... Yes.
You did.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Alright.
Just the vows and everything.
Oh boy. Yes.
Alright.
Even parties. Nice. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Character wedding.
On an actual note, I guess. You all look lovely in your dresses and suits.
This is the woman I'm gonna marry. Bar none.
Why, thank
You too, oh Chloe. You're in
Extra sparkly.
uniform.
Right.
You're always in uniform.
Yeah. You want me to help you? Yeah, when are you not?
I mean, it's formal at least.
Do you?
Knox is on duty.
Doesn't matter.
You got the mask off at least, though.
This is
Maybe a
my teacher from my world.
Right, so, hear me out.
interesting.
You wear leather caps and steel mixed. What if your flesh mixes with other things as well to keep you protected? No. Hear me out. So, you put on clothes and armor, put on shoes and boots, but your flesh still stays the same. What if you alter that flesh in just a sip? Now, hear me out on this. You should harden your flesh at the outside and not your skin, since it is too thin and since things penetrate the skin, even if it's hardened. Let's try it.
Is stone
Come on,
skin
give me a
not
hand.
common for you?
No. Yeah, it's skin.
He's not talking about Stunskin.
Now, give me a hand.
Does anybody actually
Stern?
know what a paladin
I'm all for experimentation,
Oh, yeah.
but I do not know this man. Tempting or not. Don't do this.
Trust me, this one went through it. She's fine.
I am not above risking being kicked out of the glass
You
city.
are above me. You're a bit taller, but
Yes, I am. You are short.
So should we head to Paladin Hall at this point to avoid
I'm gonna act like I
accidents?
didn't hear that.
That's where I
Good.
went. That's why I was late.
Oh, right. I suppose we're supposed to head there now, so.
What?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go before things get...
Stupid shoe wear.
Good seeing you again, by the way. Been... Wow.
Yep.
You two have met before. You know this guy?
Has been called.
Hi.
He's one of the most interesting mage scientists, frankly. You still owe me a
Ripley Armonis Crafter.
That reminds me. Thank you, Red. That wording reminds me. Stern, you owe me abyssal lessons.
Listen.
Abyssal.
And I'm Halifax.
Sure.
Yes, you owe me abyssal lessons for that favor.
Yeah, I should have asked your name before I...
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I'll let you know whenever we're holding one.
So, why do you have cracks in your... Damn.
Rift, I'm sorry.
Oh, you
I
are
was too
alive
fashionably
and
late
still
and I
in
missed
one
the wedding.
piece.
Damn.
Oh, wow. You studied.
We've got memory stones on it. You'll see it.
I was too busy
You're
dismantling
too
religion.
fashionably late.
Good point.
That's not
Always
a
a
lie.
valid thing.
You were uniformly late.
You know how hard it's gonna be to dismantle the monarchy after this shit?
I literally had my greatest
Keeps you
epiphany.
connected with the world.
That orders of paladins are just disguised order magic that is disguised as a higher purpose. Because that's literally what it is.
But they're not always order mages. That's the thing.
But oaths
Not all
are
paladins have
usually,
holy.
but if they are, it's easier to put them under order, which is what oaths are. It's orders to specialized divinity of cups,
Yes.
deals,
Yes.
law.
Yes.
Are you schizo scheming right now?
I've literally made friends with an oathbreaker
Damn.
right today. I talked with Lilac, and they instantly saw my point of view
I
on
don't think it's
things.
that easy.
And now hate
Lilac
Paladin.
is emotionally vulnerable and broken right now. Of course she'll agree with anything. I can go flirt with her and she'd say yes. Doesn't mean I'm going to. We're going to a brothel later.
Brothel?
Right, okay.
For sure.
There's one difference.
I will.
There's one difference.
Okay,
between
I
every
will
major has
accept I
tried
heard that.
and every major has not tried. I don't want to hear it, I believe you. None of these majors are
Again,
me.
damn.
So,
High heels, platform.
I have another idea for that.
They're not platforms.
Honestly,
I'll give you a full rundown.
the hair ornaments.
I thought you had orange for a
Very
little
high
bit.
end.
Yeah,
Good
those
taste.
are pretty high end.
is
Pay
Pretty
good-
good.
pay
Tell
electric good for
that
that?
one, they got it.
Really pretty.
and I
It's really,
about
yeah,
to
it's
get
pretty.
I got you that?
Tell that one, they got it.
actually how to...
Red bought you that?
Who?
Or your master?
Yes, Red.
Okay.
You
Red?
didn't hear that from me.
Hey,
Red.
Red.
Oh, I
Red,
know.
how much did
Wait,
the
we need to
fletching-
talk about that later.
Red.
Hey, how the fuck did you get taste this good?
Yes.
I've had
I
taste this
need
good for
to
quite a
honestly
while,
know.
thank you.
I need to honestly know, Red.
You don't
How
show
much
it.
did that fletching for the bird put you back? That looks like custom made. How much did that put you back?
It put me back enough.
Where did you get the money for this?
Himself. Same place anyone else does.
I may or may not be broke.
What the?
I've been learning from Halifax how to make gold from iron, so I'm trying to...
Okay, no, that's part of the outfit.
Red, have you been making sure to work at Grove?
So you've been.
I haven't had the time!
You know what? I'm not even mad.
How you
I did it
get
too.
paid. Rem does it every morning.
I don't. Coin is irrelevant to me.
I know, maybe it's not the good time. I made really big
Why do you
progress
think
at the end of the
economy
next
does not
junction.
exist anymore?
Like a really big
Okay.
progress.
Yeah,
I managed to get
like you
cataclysm.
Okay, the cataclysm.
I I managed to get to one of the remaining pocket planes of magic. This one is worth actually powering the Nexus. Managed to stabilize it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And
I don't know
There
how
needs to
much
be
it's
magic
gonna
power
do,
nexus.
but I released some sort of burst back into the world. I don't know if it's gonna, how big it's
Okay.
gonna be, but I stabilized a portion of it.
So what
I'm
about, like,
I'm
other
certain that
ships?
won't have negative consequences.
Maybe gold flames?
Either way, I thought the time dilation was fucked up because I am thrust back into the training
Get me
arena
gold slimes, please.
and I see everything.
By the way,
Please, I need them.
do you see the increased growth of chaotic, naturally occurring chaotic crystals?
I did. I'm also dealing with a potentially aberrational thief that stole from the guild. That's what I'm doing.
Hello, Snow.
See, I think Remix would look best in black and silver. Very much like this.
Crease boots. Why would you crease
Crease
boots?
boots.
That wears the boots. That wears
Go
out
on.
the boots. Don't step on
Crease
the
these fucking boots. See what happens. See what fucking happens.
I'm gonna crease your J's.
Your boots are spiky and dangerous. And
Those boots.
Yes.
Permanent.
Go on. Crease a motherfucker.
no, you can crease them.
Grab,
Oh my god. You're.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me line.
Go on,
believe
crease
you.
them. See what
No,
happens.
I don't want to crease them.
You have to.
They're not.
Do it.
You know,
Do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
Ripley, you could crease their boots.
Are these even boots?
Yeah,
These are high heels.
Go for your old thing.
Fell for the oldest trick
No,
in
those
the
are
book.
boots.
1d4 psychic damage.
Alfred?
Here. How about you crease this?
What?
Where did you send him? Where did you send him?
Change color of that.
Where did
Okay,
you send
so he's over there. Okay.
Like 10 yards away, it's no problem. Yeah. I just wanted to spook you guys.
Alright.
Alright guys. Let's start making our way towards the gathering area inside of the
Where does Red go? I do need to talk to them. Red, where'd Red?
Right there.
Red looks so
longer red.
different
I mean, they
without
guess
their
they're
hat.
red.
we're going this way, come on.
Are you spying on people's conversations?
No. I was just trying to figure out where he was, because I wanted to go talk to him about some research, that's all.
I want to talk
Okay,
to you
fine.
two at some point. Perhaps in a cafeteria
well,
eating
we have
some
to
wedding
run
snacks.
And I still need
Okay.
and I still need to run something by you as well.
Crap.
What are you doing?
Where's the general
what
consensus
do you do?
where we're going?
Research
Margaret,
later,
Renera.
celebration now.
No, wait, this is a friend who I've known else talked to for like a super long time, please let me go.
Wedding snacks.
Can invite them over.
Ram. No.
Wedding
no,
snacks!
I've been trying to talk to them for weeks. What are you doing?
Alright. Alright. There we go. Do it quickly.
And here we
Take longer than 15 minutes.
I wonder if I could make
Take longer than 15
shoes that just have an illusion of heels. So they're normal shoes, but they give the illusion of
Maybe.
being heels.
Maybe. Yeah, that's not impossible.
Yeah, it's
It
just
could be done with like a permanent
it's just,
minor
it's
illusion.
just a transparency illusion, really.
Yeah.
Transparency, yeah, that is a... I had to rationalize how that would work. It was like,
It's like
Bend light.
fucking prick.
I originally thought
Bending of light
it would be more complicated, like, you make the illusion be a heel, but then you have to work on the illusion of the rest of the body, but no.
No,
It's much easier if you do the transparent issue, yeah. Transparency is much easier.
Invisibility upon a very small
Small
area,
surface.
just the arch of the shoe, basically,
Oh no, you're just flying.
where you would
okay.
want the
I'm wind
heel
striding.
to look like.
Well, technically it's not
I have to
even...
add
It
to
is
this
wind striding, but
class
it's not the
was
spell
the fact
wind
that
stride.
It didn't come with. It,
Oh, right, Rift, have I told you how I
Your leg and
rationalized
carry you like
this
a
to work?
balloon.
Have I ever told you how I rationalized this could work?
You just you're walking on sunshine. Whoa.
It's gust,
Walking on sunshine.
feather
Time to feel
fall, and leap. And I'm just continuously casting Gust on myself to move.
Powerful featherfall.
Yeah, more powerful
That not
Featherfall,
slow
but
fall?
in my capabilities of constantly using for fast travel. I felt really smart when I did it.
Oh, so I think somebody's gonna die now.
Yeah.
You need to spend time with your lost child. Just
Yeah, I
standing
feel
there.
that. I was told that
You brought
wedding
them
gifts
here.
were a thing. I did
Yours.
prepare something, but I
Technically, it was Joe that brought them here.
There's a lost child.
God damn it.
There we go. I'm now up to code. I'm now up to the
More
dress code.
What makes this guess?
I'm Julian themed.
Great.
On unrelated note,
Everything been going good.
I'm Julian themed now.
Aether Chronicles
Was at this point was a whole.
There you go. I'm gonna turn my cantrip. These heals are killing me.
You look like you're casing some kind of
One
high-end
that I should
restaurant.
prematurely expire in.
Much better.
Mage chair.
Oh, put your skirt down. Jeez.
Just don't look.
Magic and soul.
Glowing.
Okay.
Yes,
Besides,
I'm
I'm
up to
covered.
my fiery dress code.
Also, he going to shut up. Yes.
I'm gonna assume it's a mage thing.
You're not.
Yeah.
Things. Can't even imagine.
Actually, I may be a halfling, but I'm not a child.
Mage chair.
Mage chair. Mage chairs. Mage
Oh,
in the
mage
chair. I'm maging in my chair till I pass.
Mage chairs.
At very least,
I do perish. You don't have
this is mentioned before. This is Paladin home. Very.
So, Halifax. Anything interesting happen? I've been busy, as I said, adventuring and saving the day. It's been, for me at least, 2.5, I think?
Quick question, why the fuck is nobody
Hmm.
having Boogie?
I explored around the island after the Nubits got at it. Came back. Other than that, learned a bit of rune-based soul crafting from Desmond.
That is
Oh,
something
and I can do Shadow Marionette now.
You do.
Ooh, rather advanced. Good on you.
Waiters, I'm gonna need drinks. I'm gonna need lots.
Either way,
I also commissioned Ishigo for a shield.
soul crafting. Interesting. I'd like to know about that at some point, add it to my repertoire, because I didn't focus on that for school, but it seems interesting enough. Seems like something they wouldn't teach you in school.
The idea I had was, why make an entire shield in the air out of mana when I can just channel mana through a physical shield? I figured it would allow me to use more mana on the protection itself, for greater effect.
Ultimately.
I know where this is going.
Complexity is always nice.
Sorry, your wording must have confused me then. I thought you were talking about something else entirely.
I have a.
Oh, no worries.
For alcohol.
Yeah, I just figured physical shield plus magic is better than magic alone at shielding.
Yes. When you said runic soul crafting, that made me think more of the, being thing, not soul magic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, that would be capturing and potentially eventually modifying souls.
Very scary to think about.
Oh, wouldn't say.
Agreed. Though I do
Is
have a
that
few good
something
well-intentioned uses for it in mind. Not yet. I've just been capturing souls of lesser creatures so far. I worked my way up to fish recently, though. I started at ants.
Okay. Definitely concerning a little bit. Perhaps some context we needed later.
Took it upon themselves to introduce
Alright.
to Aether, and Julian gave them proper
It,
invitation to Glass City.
I'm learning things about you afterwards, and they are just concerning. Slightly.
Mainly the soul?
Mainly anything,
Mainly the soul crafting, or?
manipulating of souls.
Yes, it's not something I take lightly.
Yeah.
I've also been thinking about potentially trying to make some slime-based prosthetics. A more peaceful application for the idea.
Hmm.
God dear.
Where did Red go? They said they were talking with someone, right?
Where did who go?
Red.
Oh, Red hasn't caught up yet. Presumably he's still catching up with that other mage. Weird spell to open with, though. Agony followed by Tranquility. Ugh.
What?
Oh, yeah. He casts a spell of Agony followed by Tranquility. Don't worry, I nailed him with this afterwards in return.
What is that supposed to do? I know what the words it is. Not the heal, Halifax, not the heal. Anguish, Tranquility.
He made me feel some of the worst pain in my life, and then 10 seconds of just feeling fine and above it all.
But why?
That's what I'm wondering. It's a very strange spell to lead with.
That's a big move.
That's an emphasis.
Yeah, that's why I nailed him with this, though.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you.
Good on you. Power to you. Pound it. Right there. Yeah.
At this point, I need like a list of things that I can know about you ahead of time, so they don't catch me off guard and make me go, "Are you okay?" Because I am trying to take the apprentice thing seriously with you. So anything I should know of would be appreciated, so I can ask ahead of time, and not be caught off guard by something seemingly outlandish even to me.
That's fair. I think there's a few things I need to run by you after all this, then.
Yeah, it would be appreciated.
But only a few.
It would be appreciated. Time comes trust. That's why I wanted to talk to Red, because I couldn't help but notice something about them when talking about it.
What did you notice?
Sylvie is snow.
Just... I'm not going to tell it to you yet. I just need to get it clarified first, I think. Our base is not foreboding, just privacy-based, I guess.
That's fair. Let's see.
Over here now. Emma's going over here now.
I'm going to socialize with a knight.
Enjoy.
Ooh. Right this way.
Well, you almost said they heard about my stuff.
What's lore, huh?
Like story stuff. What do you mean? What does that mean?
What is in this drink? Holy shit!
We're talking about the ultimate spell, Legend War over here.
I think there's 90 of me to go through. Alright.
No, I was explaining to him that I don't actually know how long I'll live because I'm two different kinds of elves. So, like, I don't know if that changes things.
You don't know your own
I don't know if I'll actually live for really long.
Have you gone through, like, elven menopause yet?
No, is that the thing? Is that real?
I don't know. I don't know elves.
I don't know. As much as I don't know elves, I don't know elves.
Who here knows about elven menstruation and the elven body?
You know that?
Does anyone know about it?
Funny enough, it never came up in conversation.
You got really disappointed in me.
What? I'm sorry. People don't like it when I talk about the female body and how it, like, ages. I'm so sorry. People are afraid of it.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert,
Women are terrifying.
but I can only assume for the elven races, it's a bit more elongated and fine, as they are entirely.
Okay. Do they hit menopause? Do you know what that is?
It's a good question to ask, though.
I'm going to double check my book.
Here's the thing. Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Cook off.
Let's break this down, okay? So there's a finite amount of eggs inside of a woman.
Alright.
It doesn't matter how long you live, it's how many you have.
Yeah.
So there has to be a
You're
way.
filled with eggs. Oh shit. Alright. I think that solves it. These guys knows his stuff.
So I'm gonna live
Amount of
forever.
eggs.
There's gotta be at least 16 in there.
Very too much.
You get to lay them one at a time.
Yeah. I don't know, it just seems like a nice number.
Okay. Well, apparently we don't know what kind of elf you are.
I'm alright.
Elf.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's what this conversation's about. Is that I don't know how long I'll live for.
Is there a biologist that could take like a blood sample and they would know what you are?
Well, I can't run
But I told you, I'm just a snow of a general. I just don't know the specifics of what kind
We
of
need to
blood.
get you checked.
I can work with
We need
blood,
to
yeah.
check.
So like, if you take a pug
Why's the music playing?
and you put them together, they're still a dog. So if you take a white elf and a dark elf, you put them together, they're still an elf.
So you're saying half snow elf, half dog elf? That's wild.
Dog elf?
Never mind, I quit the conversation.
Racism?
Out of character, that music's copyrighted.
I don't know. I've been lost for the past 30 minutes.
Alright, so now that you're out of that conversation,
The turbine reading is
Hello,
fucking right now.
thank you. I was just gonna say congratulations. Okay. Careful, you may cry again.
Yeah, who says I stopped?
hello, Julian.
Fair enough.
Hey, Nox.
I missed your entire wedding. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We got memory crystals from
I
some
was
people.
too busy
We'll
dismantling
get things all
religion.
worked up.
We have some memory crystals. Several of us do.
Yeah, we'll have some and figured Hun's just busy.
I am going to have to edit my memory crystal.
Understand. Wifey's outside, absolutely getting pestered by family, per normal.
Yep, that's.
There she goes.
Yeah.
Also.
I'm surprised you have
Congratulations on the marriage. Sorry, I didn't have much nicer clothing. I did take a bath.
That's my cue. You can get stuck here forever.
Moving on to the next conversation, next after next after next, as the cycle usually
Are
goes.
you gonna have a super
No, I want to talk
important
about my
conversation with
day.
me? Oh. Yeah, was your day interesting?
Yes, I got back from the special place. You know, the Nexus thing.
Okay.
I thought the time dilation was fucked, because I come back to Aether after being shunted back to the training arena because my exit was less than planned, and then I thought I'm gone for years. Because everything changed while I was gone.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, there was a few things changed. I actually didn't even show up today because I was resting.
Yeah.
You're so cute. I love that dress on you. It's very cute. Thank you.
Either way, though,
What are you grumpy about? Hmm? Oh my god, don't do that. Oh my god. I wanna do it. I wanna do it. Squish, 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 squish. What's the matter? Not cute. That's what you're grumpy about?
You are
If you're not cute, then I'm fucking ugly.
But you're pretty.
Nope, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
I will start running around and saying, hey, aren't they cute? Loom, aren't they cute? Yeah, see? Told you. Yeah, I'll ask Crucible.
I'm trying to carefully think of my words here. Very carefully think of my words here. You are a wonderful woman whose body tells a story. There we go.
Understood.
You are experienced in life.
You. I wish I remembered.
It might be better if
I was told to tell you a fact.
Wonderful dress.
That
Like
dress
the
was
blue
very
ribbon.
cute of you, and therefore you are cute. This is fact.
I wanted to look out the balcony. I wanted to keep it. Oh no. Oh, you bitches making me laugh. Oh, there might be too many people. I've already fucking tried one. I almost cried.
You are so fucking adorable. Both of you. All three of you. All four of you. All four of you.
Okay. Okay. They said
You're one of the
for
four.
us. You're part of the force.
I want you to count. I want you to get all 5 of you.
Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta get a picture because you guys are squatted up right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Everyone look at the camera and say,
You should make a minor illusion
fuck
so you can carry it
man.
around.
Wonderful.
Rift, you should make it a minor illusion so you can carry it around and show people.
How dare you?
Show the stand stub.
How dare you try to get me to say that?
You know how Julian Cinderquill owns this place?
I'll happily say it.
Oh, the balcony is not as high up as I thought it was going to be. Can you see over the balcony?
I'm not a man.
Okay.
I'm a mage. My pronouns are
Yeah.
Caster.
Oi, both of you.
Your
Hey.
pronoun should be idiot.
You ain't got the right to use the R yet. Casta. I'll allow you that much because you're not
I'm gonna
mundane.
throw you out of this building.
If you want to use the hard R, you got to at least be magi.
Oh my god.
All these mundies
No,
here.
So mean.
I'll leave it to
me.
adept. Adepts can use the hard R.
So mean to me. Making fun of me because I'm mundane.
There's a window over there.
You're not mundane. What the fuck?
Yes, that's true. Mundane.
No, you're not.
I have a magic item.
You're magically inclined.
Tattooed into my skin.
You are pursuing magic in the way that you can. I will not fault someone for being born without magic. You are pursuing it.
I wasn't born
You're
without magic. It was ripped out of my chest.
Oh my god, I just
So
realized
you
what
were
Toy May's
technically
wearing.
a caster.
Yes! It's a breastplate.
That is amazing.
It's Dory May's breastplate.
Sylvie.
You haven't seen this? Dory May, hit it. Hit him with it.
Appears.
Oh, how did you
Hit him with it.
Andy.
Hit him with a
Somebody owed me a favor. Dwarven whiskey, the best I could find.
Perhaps we can have a ball.
Thank you. I appreciate
And I
it.
have one more bottle.
Okay,
that
now
this
hold on.
loser's getting ripped.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Right. Where
Conjures up
was
a
I
bottle
so
of
on my
really
magnificent
fancy
tale of
whiskey.
the day?
Oh, right.
I'll drink later.
I don't know where to go.
We can wander in a direction, and if people follow, they follow.
I kind of just want to stay in one spot, and like we're kind of celebrating, so I kind of don't want to go far.
What if we just do
You know
laps?
what?
I kind of just
do laps.
vibe with everyone.
How
Laps
about
is
the
the-
balcony? Balcony. Because then we get the stars. Okay, the balcony.
To the
So,
balcony.
make this really easy for you guys. I'll make this.
Yep. Yep, I know what he's doing.
There you go.
What do you have in mind?
Alright, so I got a follow-up for you. We went to that dragon place, right?
Okay.
Turns out,
What about it?
found a dragon alive. That was fun. Kind of trapped in a place. Kind of let them out. Feel good. Found what was powering the Nexus. Managed to stabilize it. Managed to see one of the demi-planes so magic could get a little bit better. I lost my navigator though. I kind of was used to stabilize it. Because if that realm fell fully collapsed in on itself, the Nexus would shut down completely.
Got it. Yeah, that's not the best.
Yeah, so it's a good thing I did my research and wrote down where the other of these pocket dimensions are before I lost my navigator.
Oh, look at that.
I don't think I can dance very well.
Nice. Any of these pocket dimensions fun?
Let's see. This one was the underneath of a location we had seen previously. A large petrified dragon. It was almost like it was mirrored. Almost like you were looking under the surface of a lake, but it was air. It was shattered walkways that fell off into an abyss. There were some kind of binding runes actually there.
Interesting.
But yes, we made a deal with this dragon that was sealed there in a humanoid form. They actually know how to fix things because they were alive before it. And they were sealed, luckily, when it was happening or beforehand. So they are from that age before, and they know how to fix it. So with some help and a obligation solved later down the line, hopefully, easier things can be fixed. Now, the others of these pocket dimensions, one of them is in a very precarious place.
No, this isn't even bones.
Pirate seas, infested.
Ooh.
I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in an archipelago of violence. That's gonna be hell to
I was
find.
gonna say, is it really a pocket dimension if it can handle that many people all in one place?
There was
Wouldn't
only
it just be another
3 people
plane?
there, 4.
Oh, okay, well. But it's not full with pirates, it just has a squad of pirates.
The pocket dimension's entrance is located somewhere in that area.
I'm a lich.
You gotta find the door.
Got it.
You gotta find the door to get there.
Oh, got it, okay.
So I'm using pocket dimension, but essentially what these areas are, they're areas that are demi-planes that are continuing the echo of the magic before the cataclysm.
Oh, okay.
And by stabilizing this demi-plane, I felt it where I was shunted to Aether. There was a burst that went back out into the world. I don't know if the cataclysm is going to continue just to eat that, or if it's going to sift in, but I know I made progress. That's 1 out of...
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt the weave or any parts of Aether, I guess it'll be okay, but I hope it doesn't actually, you know...
Well, like I said, this place is at the edge of the Nexus. This will not affect Aether at all.
Right. Sounds like you had fun today.
I suppose I did.
I was going to lose it.
I encountered a lot of Warforged. Got chased by one for several minutes. I even got a souvenir.
Standing still,
if you'd like to see it.
Bad as the heels might be.
I guess.
It's the stillness that really gets to me.
Alright, I need you to hold my bag of holding here. Hold it sideways.
Okay.
Nox is slowly gonna start stepping back, and a sword is gonna come and keep coming out, and before... So, there was a Warforged. Yeah, this is, it was a giant Warforged that decided to throw its sword at me. Not the best time.
Oh, he pulled a me, huh?
Throw your weapons.
You do that.
It's what I do.
Now, if there was any other person...
Listen, it's okay, it has a returning thing on it.
That probably would have hurt.
Okay, fine.
But if it wasn't for this, it's gonna pull out a Kopesh that's similarly oversized.
Girly, I believe.
That's from the Mage Killer Mageski that I scrapped apart after dealing with it. That one did embed in my chest. That gives me PTSD.
Can't imagine you'd wear dresses often with
This was worse,
your previous employment.
but I just decided I'm just gonna try and live. And so I did.
Just don't get hit, right? That's what I'm supposed to say?
Nice.
Yes, the Foresight potions and the microdosing have
Okay,
finally come in
here,
handy.
put it back in. We don't need weapons at this party. Unless you guard.
Yes.
Need a hand with that one, or you good?
Just leverage. Just need to get leverage.
After years of having every little part of my life managed, a flair for things I wouldn't have tried before.
But yeah,
Being almost killed
I
and
almost dodged.
not being allowed to truly live
I didn't
for
get
so
too
long.
hurt.
Puts a
There is
bit
a
of
deep
desire
gouge in his
to
chest.
get what you can out of the years you had.
And a little bit of dried blood.
Hey, you got it healed, right?
Hey, come here.
Yep, there you go. That's what I thought.
Come here.
Yeah. Alright,
Here.
just...
Come here, detect wounds. Detect wounds.
I mean, I would totally never understand having to, come back and
very
be like,
much akin to one large, dried over cat scratch.
Totally not.
Like it was barely making contact.
I get
You can
that, I
assume
get
from the
that.
size of that sword, Nox barely dodged certain deaths.
Proven himself to be
Well,
You're just grazed. She pulls out some salt, rubs it along the line. Keep it clean.
Right.
I've been resting for the most part, like the second, half of the day. But
How was your day, Tani?
I feel like it's, yeah.
I watched a man get.
Felt like
Well,
you know?
Somebody came over and said, "Hey, I need a healer. Somebody's throat was slit." And I went, "Okay," and I started rushing over, and they ran next to me saying, "Oh yeah, don't worry, I tourniqueted his neck."
The only thing I knew is that Aki was looking for folk in order to try and hunt a giant snake.
And so I rushed over there, cut the tourniquet off, and start sewing him up. What they failed to realize is he was covered in lacerations throughout both his front and the back of his torso, and his left arm was hanging on by scraps of meat.
Alright, so listen.
As far as I know, Aki is
Someone
trying to hunt,
managed
or at least
to
Adriana is trying to gather a
fall
group to hunt
on
the
a
thing
knife.
that's haunting him.
embedding it into their chest.
Okay.
And also got covered in acid.
And since he thinks you are
I dragged him
competent,
to the
and
healer
as well as
skills.
another mage, he's he'd trial you to bring you along.
But I don't get paid if I take them to the healer skill. The healer skill doesn't pay.
I was resting real hard today.
So.
If so needed, I can trial you.
Meanwhile, I finally had an epiphany and I can now realistically dismantle religion.
He kind of wants to.
Weird.
Well, then maybe I should just
Do you
wait
want to
till
hear my opinion on religion,
have to wait
or
till
at least
tomorrow.
paladins?
He already went back.
No, it's fine.
Not really.
Okay.
Like I said, I was gone for a while.
My pistons kind of religious itself.
Fighting, so I'm sure
Do
you'll
you,
if you're
Halifax, want to hear how I've decided
surprised you wouldn't
discovered I can easily explain
I'm
away
surprised I
paladin
wouldn't have just
orders?
asked you without a trial by now, but...
Understand what?
I would, but out of respect for present company, I'd like to delay that until later.
Right, we are,
It kind of...
We're in a paladin order right now.
Yes.
Also, I'm an inquisitor.
Trying to be friends, but the only way that he knows how to be friends is by fighting. So every single time we fight,
Seeker is the
worse and
proper
worse, and
title.
somehow it's in a way
but
talking.
inquisitor is the role.
Yeah.
I wonder what type you are.
Kills and unbelievers and all that.
My lady is a deity, and I seek knowledge and share it. That's my job.
I'll be back.
I make sure those.
Back in the Glass City.
Yeah, but then I also...
The way she works is those I care about are.
The guy who looks like one of the most edgiest...
Mine is.
my life,
I traded information. I make sure those I care about are informed properly.
If he cooks for you, find it a great honor.
Indeed.
It's a lot to him.
That's my job. That's why I don't typically use the title Inquisitor. I use the title Seeker. As I
It's not my
seek
place to
knowledge.
explain,
You know that
but it
doesn't
has a
help
lot of
because
Yeah.
the guild called the Seekers.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Inquisitor is a rather imposing title, though.
Yeah, he's just interesting.
Like a
I use it
political
for intimidating. I did not know there was a guild of seekers.
Yeah, Seekers Guild.
What
They
do they
bring
even do
relics.
anyway?
They bring relics to Aether to feed the island
stuff and whatever.
so it can heal.
Yeah.
Before
It's like, what
the issue
happened to
was
you?
solved,
I'm like, That's not oh, you my know, job.
they were
had
much
torture
more
for a week,
detrimental if they
stuff's
didn't do their
happening, and
job
he just
because
goes,
the island was
Get
decaying.
better so we could fight.
But now they can be less stressed about it.
Okay. And then I kept
nice.
he was like, you missed me. Did you miss me? Did you
No.
miss me for the whole week?
Oh, I think I
Either
was
way.
That would
punched you in
explain some of the
face.
weird looks I've received.
Well, he punched me, but he also grabbed my head.
But
and
different
lifted me
order of
into the
seekers.
air. And I thought he was
Yeah,
gonna
I saw that
or
too.
just like
Seekers.
I thought he was gonna like throw me.
Different
or
orders of
something.
paladins.
My order only has 7 people in it.
He ended up like bringing me to the tavern and just
Only
kind of being
7?
like, you need the rest
Does
of it.
Lady Nina count?
I'm just like,
I think she
okay.
counts as a seeker. I'd have to ask later.
I don't think
Yeah.
he'll admit that.
If she is the seeker, she's our leader.
Rift is up to.
Yeah.
I don't know what Red's up to. I do need to talk to them.
They literally, they're talking right
Rift
now.
currently. Yes.
Damn,
Red
I
left
am
the-
blind.
And you've shown it to him. So
No
of
worries.
course.
That's crazy.
I mean, they're both hidden by the pillow from me now.
Well, I'll just see through it. Well, I guess you can't at the moment, but...
Yeah, tell the woman who's had her fucking magical just ripped out of her chest to you magic.
Best I can, and it seems
Yeah.
like she literally is getting into every single kind
I
of trouble
wonder.
that I do.
Hmm.
So,
Nox, what do you know of preparing for, well, Fighting with your magic effectively
That's probably
unusable.
my restaurant now that I think about it.
Me?
I think Griff is just inside.
Yeah, he's literally right over there.
Now, clarify more what you mean by this, because I can give you many answers.
I guess just generally I've been thinking about what I would do if my magic was taken away in a fight. I'd be able to make up for it without having to effectively just immediately retreat.
Well, first off, make sure
Carry a sword.
you're armored. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but anyone can swing a sword.
No, the biggest thing is you need to know how to appropriately use your terrain and yourself.
Right.
Me, my magic's gone. Well, I still got backups. I have alchemy, I have
Such
herbs,
as?
I have weapons.
True.
And I know how to use my body, more so my magic. If push came to shove. I know QC. I've taken lessons. It's part of my training after all. And well, the microdosing didn't help. Well, it did help, but you know the saying it doesn't help.
Microdosing?
Yeah. Nobody really knows how to make foresight potions nowadays. Except me.
I can't say that's a recipe I know.
Well, okay, I guess he doesn't really make foresight potions per se. Regardless, though.
But yes, foresight potions. Something I learned from the Mages College. Devil's Root is very rare to find, unless you have a source, which I now do.
Nice.
Basically, distilling it down, it is a alchemical potion that is able to rapidly boost your cognitive processes.
So you see that house right there, close to the shore?
Yeah.
You see how it's all covered in vines on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's silver vine. That's my house. Don't touch it. The leaves are poison. Exact. That's what I've been working on.
What?
If you dilute the poison enough, it becomes an anesthetic.
I feel like Ava told me about that.
It's what I used to be.
Like Ava told me about that at one point.
How I make my painkiller potion. It's one of the primary ingredients.
Right. Foresight potions boost your cognitive functions, allow you to process as many instances of an outcome as you can, allowing you to better predict it and or giving you quote-unquote foresight.
Sounds like it would be useful.
Then there's
it sounds
the
like
drawback.
something someone would start to rely on. Yeah.
There's the drawback of the. I'm still trying to figure out if it's literal or figurative.
I feel like I need someone a little bit more silly, goofy in my life, anyways.
The original source was not as forthcoming with that part.
It does.
When I reverse engineered the foresight potion I was given.
Happening as of late, yes.
Sends you to hell.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That's what they said.
Maybe that's why I feel a little.
No,
I've been to hell.
I have to. It's either bad trip or it sends your ego to hell for a few moments. I have mixed feelings on that.
Dorime walks up with a handful of vines, silver vine, from your house.
But don't.
You literally poked the one thing they said not to.
He normally uses
Why?
when he wants to.
Those are delicate. Why did you pick them? They have to be harvested carefully. You probably killed that entire vine.
Can I have that? Okay.
Don't go to people's houses and take their shit. That's incredibly rude.
You just did the equivalent of peeling off their wallpaper.
Oh no.
Yes.
Howdy.
Oh, never mind.
You can't just put it back. That's not how plants work. They're trying to ask if they should put it back. I understand this.
Just give it to me. Takes.
What, like,
Pulls out a bottle, a jar, bottles it.
I know you were
Jar disappears. I'll tend to my garden.
If you did not cast such magic in the building again. If you do, I will have no choice but to eject you. This is your first and only warning.
I mean, I'm not in the building right now, by all technical.
You disrupted the king and queen, and I'm here to tell you, please don't do it again.
That's crazy.
Bloody hells.
Thank you.
Can you not giggle upon my...
I mean, Riff did stay down with the monarchy earlier, but you didn't hear that from me.
You get yourself in trouble all the time. It's funny when it's a civil thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, you appear right in front of me.
Either way.
Okay. Well, my date is
Oh, yeah?
my date is ignoring me, so
That
I
must hurt.
It's Rift. I'm used to it.
Oh. No, interesting. As I'm not up to speed with relationships and you. I might need an update at some point.
What do you mean?
We aren't dating, we are on a date.
Right.
If that's what you're asking.
We're not dating.
We're on a date.
We haven't been on a date, we're going on another date, and there's more dates planned. We're in the process of going on dates.
In a relationship is what I mean. You have to have that conversation.
He is playing music.
Interesting music. Never heard anything like this.
Man,
Who's playing the music?
Is this what they call a certified banger?
They're very drunk.
So,
For the very short time being before it gets filtered out.
I could fix that. I could fix that.
Is this what they call
No one can fix me.
classic?
They get like magically drunk. What happened?
Oh no, you want some of it?
What
It's
is
really good.
It's blood
Oh,
peach
it's so
liquor.
fucking good.
blood leech liquor?
It's what the champion I befriended drinks. It's literally just a shot glass. Now tell me if you're going to drink that.
I'm grabbing one of my crystals beforehand. I'm just gonna set it in the corner of my neck here. All right.
Feeling better.
If you're drinking that, do you have anything that is, anti-poison?
Nox currently has attuned his affinity to poison and has fiendish resilience.
Okay, flat roll.
Do you need me to roll for you? I have a dice roller on this avatar.
Go ahead.
Go flat.
15!
Okay, so it burns like shit. However, it's really good, and you might want more of it, but it burns like shit.
Oh god, what's happening over here?
People are getting drinking.
We're trying to find out ways of making someone drunk who can't get drunk.
Technically, still a little drunk.
I'm fine.
He puffed up fire.
That happens. My internal body temperature is much hotter. I don't need this.
Don't feel like recreating the effects of drugs on somebody again.
Okay, that was pretty good.
If you did, Red would
I am
refuse.
wonderfully
That was
thankful for my
time.
upbringing.
Not on me. It was on Satch.
Well, I'm not letting you have the bottle. I can pour you a smaller bottle if you want.
I'm fine with the experience.
As you can see, the bottle is shan.
Die.
It's
I saw the bottle.
It's not clear. Well,
let's hope not.
I won't know until
basically, what you see the
people are disappearing.
let me go. Hold on. I hear voices in my head. I need to mute that.
You hear that? That's the sound of somebody
By the way, Red.
copyrighted.
Were you able to find what you were looking for?
That's kind of right.
You gotta feel a little more specific than that. You know how many things I have? You know how many things I'm looking for?
Apologies.
Practically, the bottle she's holding has a clear nozzle, but the rest of the bottle is completely shadowy. And emits a lot of magic.
But yeah,
nothing to worry about.
You have a lot of things you still need to teach me. You have a backlog of things you promised.
Oh, this? I have no clue how to make this.
No, that's not what I mean. But it's reminded me that you have a backlog of things to teach me still.
Interesting things out recently, by the way.
What?
Don't you have a bottle of Wizard's Brew, or did you already
Remember your
Oh, I have a bottle of Wizard's Brew. This is something else. This is something Adriana gave me.
You told me this, right?
Wizard's Brew.
Magic is
I've heard of it.
Just pulls out. She picks up a small, what is basically like a tiny pouch, but it's tiny fucking bag of holding. Just pulls out a small bottle. It's like a normal Coca-Cola sized bottle. This, my Wizard's Brew. 200% ABV.
Interesting.
Is this about the door?
Halifax gave me this.
I get the feeling like I shouldn't be
functions like a mana potion.
Way less
for some reason.
this.
Like it's
Okay, so
like there's a whole commercial about it.
get this. Halifax's staff, right? The crystal in that is
Mum's the word.
barely holding itself together.
I'll pretend I didn't see
It's
that.
like a bunch of different kinds of crystals smooshed together, held together.
I'm sure like that.
Bad idea. Alright.
But a little safer. Here's the thing. It's constantly pulling itself apart, right? So what I the only way like something that unstable stays together is because it's got wards around it. Your idea for using mind magic for a spell that can think and adapt is perfect for this. You wrap mind with arcane, and then you have a self-improving seal around
Exactly. Exactly what I had in mind that other time. There we go.
A very good fucking idea on your part, because
Mind magic is very versatile.
It truly is. Wouldn't mind getting a source of arcane at some point.
It's a shame you don't have access to mind.
it is. She says while looking at me offeringly.
No, this reminds me.
Yeah, I will consider
I do have things technically for that, not mine specifically though, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, arcane? Your arcane scripting?
No, I offer you a pact. More so for more of
I will
the
consider it.
more elements of magic. I actually have some powders that simulate an affinity for a very short time.
That
That's
happens.
for red.
You can do that.
Interesting.
Yes. It's very
You'd be
minor
interested
though.
in pacting with me.
Okay.
Let's see.
If
If you want, I'll give you this one.
beneficial.
Oh.
I know better than to just sign anything
One way to find out.
That is.
Would you like to?
Plant dust, whereas it's called a
I'd be
nature
interested in
dust.
hearing you out, just not right
Essentially,
now. Let me have a
it
bit more
simulates the
context
nature
for
of
everybody
the
else.
Wait, nature.
for about 10
Move,
minutes.
don't get that away from me. I'm blind decay.
Right. I don't know how it works, because it is alchemical.
You're not
It's
leaking.
strange.
You're not leaking decay
Alright,
anymore.
new idea. New idea.
No.
Fire. Here you go.
Still,
Fire powder.
I already have fire because I'm decay, so I can go from decay to fire.
You'd probably be dead.
I don't have
Death or holy. Or maybe chaos.
Am I gonna have to look through my requisitions of the drugs I've made?
One other thing, by the way, as much as I would like
If you
to...
have decay, you can use arcane.
I know. The thing I'm lacking is mind for a spell which can think. I mean, you can make something similar with
Are you still on
arcane.
that?
For a spell that can think,
Are you still on the topic of making a sentient
kind of.
spell?
that is.
Oh yeah, that.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
we did a test with Halifax. It went pretty well.
What?
If you want sentience,
We had like
we had too many people.
If you want sentience, your best idea is order and mind, not just mind.
Good thing I have access to both, then.
Perhaps I am
And
missing
specialize
something.
in both.
that you care to explain.
Halifax, did you tell Nox about Obsidian?
No, I think I might have forgotten about that. Apologies.
I feel like I should run.
I think we should both run, yes.
I'll give you 10 seconds and I'll find you for a talk. Because it is a wedding
Mississippi.
day.
Mississippi.
1.
Good luck.
2. The crash is fucking.
Yeah.
Not even gonna.
1.
So, what are they talking about?
What's
While you're counting?
Okay.
3. Apparently, they've done something to my apprentice, which I think involves something implanted in their body and or brain without telling me. 5. 6. 7.
Try not
I'm
to
going
hurt
to
my
get
apprentice.
clarification.
I don't want this. I don't want to turn into a spat.
Give them a
I
stern
won't hurt
talking
them
to.
too badly, or at all for that matter. I am emotionally mature.
If something really bad happened, talk to me.
Well, less people now, that's for sure.
Bitch real quick for a second, because I need just, here's what I think you need. I think where you need to look at.
One of his like fire spells just.
Get the voicemail now. Nox is angry.
Stuck between you and I again. So. How do you think?
Now, I would have thought. I would have thought. I would have thought. I would have thought.
Can't do it.
Maybe like a month or so.
I know.
Basically.
Oh, no, wait. Nox is nearby. Alright, as long as he's not attacking us, we can still talk about this. I can sense presences to a point.
Now, I would have thought. Would have listened to my advice just a bit more. I would have thought, at least.
Which advice?
Red. That you would have tried for something much simpler, and smaller, and safer than with your original idea. I gave you an alternative. Didn't I?
Which alternative?
I will say, your alternative was specifically a weapon. And we modified the idea a little since me and Halifax talked about it.
The idea was something small so you can get a better understanding before jumping to something bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true.
I will say I did push for this, though.
Halifax, this is my idea. So shush.
Alright.
Let me... I am sorry that I didn't go to you again about the revised idea before I did it. I wasn't thinking straight at the time. How to put it? I'd been in such a situation that every idea I had been shot down by someone or someone else, be that Stern or Rift or whoever, and I was tired of not being able to try things in a way that I thought would work. There was something I'm not allowed to talk about that happened recently at the Glass City. I had a theory, I tried it, it worked. And ever since then, well... Ever since then, I felt like I actually could rely on my own instincts when testing things out. I should have talked to you though, and I am sorry for that. What's on Halifax is a low-level curse. Very easy to break. We decided
Oh, I'd really rather not have that broken. I would really rather not.
You're not gonna
As would Obsidian herself.
Alright.
Not dependent, but Obsidian's not exactly just a curse. She's almost her own person, I'd say.
And this is why...
That wasn't part of the plan.
This is why...
Right.
We're careful with making magic sentient. Because now there's going to be lingering regrets if it needs to be taken away. You've humanized it.
It was meant to be a mirror image of Halifax just so that they could have a second set of eyes, magical memory, that sort of thing. Ways of recalling details they previously missed. That was the idea. I didn't expect it
and
to
it's
start
partially successful.
I didn't expect it to start fully thinking for itself. This wasn't part of the plan.
Now, as far as I've checked, this conversation was 3 days ago at the most, right?
Probably, yeah.
For it to advance this quickly. As I figured it would, as I said, without proper setting of boundaries.
Boundaries are set in place on the actual spell itself. Alice, Halifax's teacher, helped me with that. They were also present during this. I walked them through the theory. There's very specific constraints set on it, so it can't grow further.
So it's exceeded your expectations, as you state now.
It's exceeded my expectations in terms of sentience or such, but physically it cannot grow larger nor assume control. The spell does have boundaries. I simply didn't expect the spell to improve itself within those boundaries.
Hello, everyone. I just want to thank everyone so much for coming and for experiencing this amazing evening. I could not have done it with all of you, and you've just made this night so much better. And I want to thank also my my new husband-to-be in real life for that amazing surprise that I did not expect. But again, thank you all for coming. I unfortunately do have to finish for tonight, as I do have work in the morning. But you all enjoy your evening, enjoy the festivities, have lots of fun, and I wish you all a very good night.
Good
Sleep
night,
well, everyone.
Queen.
Good night.
Yes, Queen.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Right. You want to repeat what you said one more time? It seems we got off topic.
The spell itself has boundaries and constraints limiting how far it can spread or grow or influence. What surprised me is I think the spell is effectively able to not rewrite, but it's... Not only has it mirrored Halifax, but it has a different spin on her, maybe because it's more cold or calculating or a magical consciousness instead of a ordinary biological one, but because of that, it's not the mirror image of Halifax, but it seems to be able to think for itself to some degree.
Somewhere between a mirror image and a negative, I'd say. Like a photo negative.
Now, to your wording, this was a test, an experiment, yes?
Correct, yes.
Which means there will be refinements, changes made, new tests later on, right?
That's the plan, yeah.
Are you ready to essentially kill something when you take it out? Are you ready for
Curse transference. Learned it from Halifax.
The answer is
this
no,
wasn't
then.
something I realized initially.
You're going to prolong it. Prolong its existence.
That's based entirely on Halifax. I was planning to just dispel this thing and learn from it and weave a new one, but Halifax... Why the fuck is it? Makes me have to spell out. That's just Julie.
Either way, as much as I do have respect for both of you, I am drawing a line in the sand here. Neither of you are going to be killing Obsidian. Transfer her, modify her, sure. But there will be no killing of her. If you'd like, you can peer into my mind right now to make sure that those are my words and not hers. I will allow that, as will she.
Nox, I have an idea, if I might. Oh, that's mind magic.
Go ahead.
I will pity every moment of its existence. It is not meant to exist. Life is something special, to be thought of very, very carefully. I would know so, because I've made more myself, and you possibly will understand for the while. I know what it's like for things to fail, for egos to fail and end up in a screaming mass of agony, that I've had to relinquish back the magic. It is perhaps sheer luck that this ended as smoothly for Obsidian. And I will ask you be much more careful next time.
I will.
Would you like to assist us next time?
Yes. The best course of action, because I do respect this relationship, this friendship, this mentorship, the better I humanize Obsidian, the quicker, the better.
Humanize, you say?
Yes. It's
In what
rationalizing
sense?
their existence as a normal thing. They're only human, after all, is the saying. See them as a person, not as something else. It's a coping mechanism. Some healthy, some unhealthy. For me, it's so I can tolerate it better, and maybe I'll be able to accept its existence with more positive light. I will try.
Well, there was one other thing we were planning on. Currently, Obsidian is composed of a composition of Blight and Arcane. We were looking to potentially swap out the Arcane for Mind, if possible, so that I can more easily work with Obsidian.
I know how to figure that out. That's easy enough. I can even do an additional thing which you probably wouldn't even think yourself. I can help with that.
Alright, perhaps we can make it a joint project then between the three of us.
Are there any items of intrigue that you are attuned to at the moment?
There's my dagger. I don't have it on this dress, but that's my focus currently.
If possible, it can be written in a way to make it attuned to your mind affinity itself, so your boundaries are its boundaries. More direct control.
Careful about
more synergy.
Careful about making your focus a weapon. It's the first thing that somebody tries to knock out of your hand.
Agreed. I have practiced passing without it, though. Successfully so far.
That's
You
my
see,
idea on that.
I may not be able to cast without my tattoos anymore, and that too becomes my focus, but I still carry my focus.
Hmm.
And
What
it's
is your
kind of
focus
hard
again?
to remove.
All that aside.
It's hard to remove.
Well,
The crown is also a focus.
Yes.
Again, if I was thinking straight, I would have been more careful. I just...
This would have been a less heavy conversation if it was on anyone else than my new apprentice. So, I am slightly protective. Ever so slightly.
That's a good
And
thing.
I appreciate that.
And
Thank
now
you.
I'm going to request politely you double your efforts for that list I have suggested to you. Of your current issues. And or unique
Out of
things I should know
character.
about.
Oh, okay, that one. Got it.
Simply so I am not caught off guard when a issue from your past or something you haven't told me that is not a big deal shows up. Because knowing a lot of
Yes.
things, I usually go from the top tier to the lowest first. So, what it might be issue-wise without knowing.
Not dead yet, no.
Before I run off, I wanted to ask, my
a few times.
Yeah, he was in there earlier.
As
I don't know where he is
for
now.
currently,
Look for the
Rift, where are you?
So how did your taco?
It's
Well, we're both
Did you
alive
rip
and
off any of their
unconscious.
limbs?
No.
I'll go look.
Limbs intact.
Rift is surprisingly difficult
Good
to
job.
locate at the moment.
Either one.
An understanding to be reached, and a realization of what could have gone wrong if it didn't turn out how it did. A simple lesson.
Did you do something that could have been very dangerous, but you were lucky?
Not
We've done worse.
Again?
Stop.
We've done worse.
Yes, you have.
It's more, I attempted to do something that was supposed to be small and simple and ended up exceeding expectations to the point where it's now potentially a problem.
To be fair, I did push Red for this.
That doesn't equate to the exceeding of expectations, however. That is its own issue.
Agreed, but still, context.
Yes.
So, what is it that you did? If I may know, at least.
Okay. So remember how I was looking into light, specifically for feeding off of someone's mana as a form of parasitism?
Yes.
So went ahead with an idea of making a pseudo-familiar, for lack of a better term, thing
Wingstop.
which can
Noted.
feed off of someone's
I'll
mana
be sure to
conduits
get
just
out
enough to
soon.
sustain itself, basically a self-sustaining spell, and
put
then
this
there's an
on
arcane
someone.
component. Yes, I put it inside Halifax. It's effectively a mirror.
With my consent and requests, I'll add.
And it what? Did it do what it did? What it did when you tried to do when you tried to be invisible?
No.
First time,
What?
at least.
No, nothing
sapping it so much that he.
No, nothing like that. No, there's constraints. There's very specific
Is
constraints
it more
in
of a
place, so it
morality
can't-
issue than anything else?
Yeah.
Well, if it was with
But-
consent,
It's
the
a-
morality is kind of out of the question.
No,
It
no,
is
no,
a.
sir. The problem is, it now is potentially sentient. It was meant to
Not
be a mirror image of
potentially.
Halifax.
Oh.
It's been
So you
named
made
and has a personality.
Oh.
Her name is Obsidian, and she's in here.
And it's not. She's different to Halifax. Again, we're supposed to be mirror image, but it's no longer just.
Somewhere between a mirror image and a photo negative at the moment, I'd say. That being said, she's not causing any problems.
She had an
It's
idea that
a
you didn't have.
little kid's simulacrum.
Yeah. Sorry, what is the simulacrum again?
It's a 9-circle spell.
Alright.
Essentially a more magical version of the clone spell.
Simulacrum, I believe, is 7th.
Is it? Well,
Something kind of like a simulacrum,
Either
but
way.
in mind only. And more useful, I'd argue.
Let me double check.
To express why I was upsetted by this, I know what it's like to carefully experiment with the creation of consciousness with my role as construct maker. Most of them I have reflected to see as my children. And I've had one too many times where I rushed something, and one of them had experienced a half-ego death, and they had to be put down, because that is sheer agony for something that shouldn't have a consciousness to begin with. Now, it adds on to worse that fact of you didn't know that would happen, so that could have happened in Halifax's head. And then you'd be stuck with a screaming, writhing thing. But we're lucky it
Simulacrum
hasn't
is
come
7th.
to that.
So, So you are angry over the fact that there was a possibility of them having what is essentially a split personality screaming in their head due to ego death.
That or
They're
just
also
the
upset with the fact that I didn't-
uncreation. There's multiple things I'm upset with, but the biggest one, or the two that match, is it was done to my apprentice without my acknowledgement beforehand. And I am very morally askewed when it comes to the matters of creating consciousness.
I can see a certain stuff there, but
That is about it, and I am over it now.
I think you're. The only thing I'd have to say is I think upset. I think there's certain where you're not upset, you're more disappointed that it was not brought into consideration.
Perhaps I am slightly disappointed that you didn't try my alternative first.
Because
I am
disappointment can be amended. Anger is something that dwells in a person unless they're truly someone of good heart and they can actually forget about something like that, which not many people are.
I'm not sure what place anger has in a lack of anger has in somebody being truly good, but sane-like, sure.
If someone is truly good, something like anger does not reside for a long time.
Julian.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It simply stays anger rather than something such as
Julian is
malice.
not all
I can
good.
agree with that.
Just because he agrees with everything doesn't mean
want to
he's
have a
good.
separate conversation with you, though I have been sidetracked by this. If we can get this out of the way at some point.
Okay. I mean,
the moon is getting
And so the train begins.
Alright, well, if we have time,
I think we
we're
can
done
make
on
it
the
short
obsidian
and
block.
sweet.
Yes, although there was that other one for later.
Yeah, I haven't gone.
Okay.
Right.
Thank
Now-
you all for handling this in a civilized manner. I appreciate
Yes. I've learned to handle
As
these
does she.
things. I've had these things worked on. But anyways, Fred, is there a place we can talk in private if possible?
Sure,
Just around the corner is looking pretty unoccupied.
I need to pull Halifax into a small conversation as well, since
Okay.
they're curious.
Tell me.
Alright.
Well, 'cause I'm gonna be alone.
I'll be back soon.
I won't hold them up for too long. I'm going to have to depart soon anyway,
around the
so...
corner, perhaps?
Sure.
Actually, okay,
Alright.
it's a nice view.
If she was here, she knew a lovely spot where no one would find us. At all.
Oh?
Yes.
Wait.
But I don't want to call her here just for that.
That's a nice enough view. There's a ledge. I like ledges.
So, my mind usually works in certain manners, where I first think of what I've seen now, and then it clicks to things I've seen in the past. Then I had the remembrance of when I was loopy after fighting for my life against Daedra, that I was dragged to use as a living magic circle, albeit with my consent. And I realized that you were the reason I needed to do that. And slowly I started realizing interesting things about you that I've started noting as I spend more time closer to you. Now I'm noticing the more physical markings. First it was below the scenes where I felt that you were not wrong, but hurting from it. Now I'm seeing physical symptoms. You are clutching your stomach sometimes, and then there's this scarring. It's creeping across your face, your arms.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well... It's not a very well kept secret at this stage. Obviously, given the ritual. There is something very deeply wrong with me. Not 100% sure what I suspect is in my blood. It's been a condition for as long as I can remember. In short, it causes an excess of blight magic to be produced in my bloodstream whenever mana comes into my body. In my previous realm, that wasn't much of an issue because magic wasn't anywhere near as overwhelmingly potent. Right, as an Aether, it's in the air, it's everywhere. So I doubled down. I decided to go from mundane to actually researching magic because I knew that staying here would kill me. So may as well try and see things through rather than living life scared. The ritual was Stern's attempt to help me, and, well, it worked. At least, it's stemming the worst of the issues. It's an enchantment on my liver, which filters the active blight magic in my blood. Well, it filters any poisons, but specifically it's designed for the blight magic in my blood, and it takes that raw blight, effectively turns it back into a more stable form of mana and puts it into my mana circuits.
It's manic theory.
It's... It
mana
has its
refinement.
problems.
Bismic theory. But I digress. Alright.
The marks were present before, before that ritual, but they're more present now, I suppose. It's still in my blood, but it's no longer as painful most of the time. And so yeah.
We're all getting laid tonight. Every single one of us who attended. Not
What?
you and me, like that. Separately.
Nope. I am not for that.
Well. Surprising given how cute the constructs you make, huh?
You are going to say that to my face about my kids. Oh.
Well, that... I'm just saying, you seem to have a habit of making them look very... nice.
You can thank them for that, because I make their consciousnesses first. So they can choose what they are comfortable looking like. This is to better lower the chances
that no longer...
of body dysphoria, which is a real thing in constructs that are made uniquely.
Makes sense.
You're given the choices of what they're meant to look like. But we're off topic.
Apologies.
Right, so... you actually brought up my constructs. Your thing, it sounds almost the exact opposite of something I have to do for she.
Oh?
She needs help intaking a mana from around her to better fuel herself. And I made some sort of, what's a filter? It intakes. Takes in any mana and just refines it down to soul. She sounds like the exact opposite of what you need. Which is in the realm of
because
possibility.
I have a build-up of... Yeah, because the mana keeps on going from my blood once it's purified to my mana circuits are always very full, so I need to keep on expending mana, and as I do that, that means my mana circuits grow, which means more mana produced. Kind of, yeah.
Reversing that. That is within the realm of possibility that can be done. Despite that past squabble, I am still a peer and perhaps a friend, so I am more than willing to try and see you to better-ish health.
Okay.
It's a more reliable stomp than the enchantment on your liver, that's for sure. Because that only slightly prolongs the second phase of the issue, which is dangerous mana being refined to healthy mana, but too much healthy mana is your next issue, which is overfilling and stretching your conduits. With this, that would be the end of that chain. It's a event, essentially, that would just relinquish it out whenever it reaches a critical point, I assume. Of course, that would need me to, that'd be a bit intrusive. I'd need to measure your conduits. And find when it stretches. I have implements for that, but yeah.
I mean, you can just use my thermometer if you want. It's pretty easy to check conduits.
I mean, that and I...
Well, whichever way.
There is a weird physicality to it, too. Well, a metaphysicality to it.
What do you mean?
I did this to Riker, actually.
The undead guy, right?
It's gonna pull out what looks like sewing needles. Not like anything that Yaga has, like actually stitching needles, sewing ones like curves, some with barbs on them. They slightly glow. If you want, I can show you a minor example. So you know what you'd be getting into if you go through with my help. Which I think would help, but the choice is always yours in the end. Pulls a more one that looks like a fishing hook with too much of a small curve. Slightly glows. He's going to gently press it into your hand as it begins to slowly move through it. And how well is Red knowing of their conduits innately?
Moderately so. So I suppose I'd be able to feel it pushing past them.
It is wrapping almost like grabbing a vein, essentially. It is spine wriggling. How you have that chill run up your spine, you shudder. And it's almost like a fishing hook going under, and then there's a very slight tug. Which is, that is a very uncomfortable, and you just feel with dread when that happens, like something really bad could happen. But it ungoes, and then it retreats out of your hand.
I didn't know that could.
Magic is wordplay, and is very simple and very dangerous, which is why most of us only have access to 1/3 of the circles, and the adults are allowed the rest.
Well, most
you
people
only
don't
need
choose
magic to
serpent.
touch magic. I digress. Using these instruments, more than likely during preparation for the installation, I would be measuring your conduits. I would need to do a mass event beforehand so I can get control. Probably feel maybe relieved, maybe heavily disoriented and drained. It would be a process over half an hour to an hour if you're able to sit still that long and or lay down. This is getting into
so basically
more
drain myself mana entirely and then let you.
Or I can do it for you. I'd be poking and prodding with you, essentially, for a good while.
I mean, it'd be pretty easy for me to empty my mana into the, giant crystal in Aether. So.
Easy enough. The next thing is a sterile environment. There is the Healer's Guild.
Well, the Healer's Guild got a bit of an upgrade.
I noticed.
There is a magical lab now.
But that's
on Aether.
I know, but that's more so of a public location. This is a bit
okay, so you want
I need somewhere I can
private.
Focus, essentially.
Let me guess, your construct workshop, wherever that might be. I assume you have one.
Not an Aether.
Hmm.
I don't have any place to myself, and I can't really drag you out of the play zone, if you can understand. Unless it's agreed to be just between us, if you can understand that.
I mean, I can agree to that.
Right, then perhaps I can drag you to a place. The place would need to be realized first, but I can do that. Just depends when you want this done. I am resourceful and can begin this whenever.
I think the
time to think
best
it
thing
over.
to do is, well, one, a bit of time to think it over would be nice, given, you know, I should be learning the lesson provided earlier and not just, you know, rushing head first into anything and everything. And two, I'm still waiting on Leisurely to give me results back from Festa's diagnostic kit, which supposedly should give more insight on my condition. I've been waiting on that for a while, and hopefully, well, I'll put it this way. I just want to confirm that whatever is done won't have any adverse effects of potentially killing me if, you know, there's another aspect to this that we're not seeing, because after I have that, I would be more than happy.
Either way, this will give me time to begin the construction of a foundation for a generalized core, better term of words, or lack of. Then it'll be easier to tweak once I have the uniques of it. Probably need to do some.
Understood.
I'm seeing how you are going to need to be medicated for that.
Fun.
There's going to, because when it comes to constructs, it's easy to place the conduits where you need to for it to interact properly. I'm going to be stitching you on 2 different levels to make that work.
Physical and metaphysical.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll need to wrap your conduits or align them, essentially.
You know, that reminds me, I have seen something kind of interesting. I have seen someone whose mana conduits are actually stretched into a spell circle.
Pixie to Julian, we may have a code gray. A code gray. Possible suspicious figure here.
On the wedding day, really?
We're not his retinue. We're not his knights. We're just
Well,
citizens.
I mean,
Are you his knight? Are you a knight? Are you following his
actually-
orders?
I'm in the Order of the Moon.
Hall of Paladins. On to the right of the building.
Right of the building, that is.
More?
Understood.
Like,
You know what?
I need to be respectful.
I'm curious what's going
I need
on.
to be respectful and not make a joke on paladins fighting more paladins.
Hooded figure that goes by the name Dusk.
Yeah.
Currently
Dusk.
confronting them now.
Dusk.
As in Dusk,
They need backup if anything gets spicy.
False alarm, I know Dusk. It's fine.
The one with the mask and glowing red eyes.
Please
That
avoid having
Dusk.
conversations over sending stones. Pull people in other VCs.
Either way, to put it plainly, because this conversation needs to be concluded, I will be blunt with you. Once you choose this route, you will be undergoing surgery.
Okay.
So it's plain and simple.
Have you ever done this before?
Yeah.
Yes.
When I say this, I mean, okay.
I have gone through many things, but I've spent over around 12 years of my life training for it.
Big enough one to
Different skills, different sets, and this is one of them. I've made a prosthetic before, actually out of mithril.
Mithril? That's impressive.
Yes. It's actually on someone named Jaw's arm. He's my liege lord. So, I made that. So I can make unique things.
Alright, well, thank you. Like I said, I'll get some information just so we know what we're walking into, and... well, I appreciate this.
Right. I suppose I've been doing this quite often, so I might as well give this to you as well. First one is always free, as is to say. This is a runic ticket. Throw it on the Nexus, rip it, throw it in the Nexus, and runes will realign to the closest Nexus to where I work.
Oh.
Now, that's
useful,
in the Noble
so
District.
when you're working, I can...
That's in the Noble District of my kingdom's capital of the Dominion. That is where I reside.
I think...
Most
Understood.
people...
Thank you.
It is luckily that it's big enough that there are separate nexuses. Normal. So if you go through that, more than likely they'll not question it. Because you need to have very specific response. Very specific... Anyways.
What is that?
Previous librarian. Stubborn. Showed up not so often and got replaced. He's back. Anyways.
Wait, librarian?
You know the Glass City's sprawling library has apparently books of everything of history. Off topic. Essentially,
okay, sorry.
Usually there's patrols or people watching that Nexus. For more so people trying to get out than in. If you come from that Nexus, and if they ask you questions, whether O'Reilly or Knox sent you, and then you'll go down the street a bit. It's on the left. You'll look for a group of buildings and a very big one. It is a scriptorum. That is where I work. There are scribes, and I have an office there.
Fancy.
That is where I work. And that is, well, you made a comment on it earlier. That's one of the side rooms. He points into the rift you had seen him originally right into and have books come out of.
Okay, so that's not a pocket dimension you keep with you, that's just a portal to...
On a technicality...
Impressive.
Listen, and my own might sound overtly simple, but when I could, I used demi-planes as extensions to my room. The ceiling goes much higher than it should. It's very, actually... Now, I'm more so proud of this one. It is a mixture of a demi-plane and a clairvoyance room on the top of the building. I can pull a fixture, and it opens up like the night sky, because it's just putting an illusion of what the clairvoyance spell is seeing above the roof. Good at stargazing.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah. There's a lot of cages with paper airplanes in them. Well, paper gliders. That's how... those are all my sending spells. There's so many to keep track of. I was the scrivener for entire retinues of soldiers.
Yeah, so a lot of... Okay. By the way, next time we talk, I do want to run some spell ideas past you. I know how this went last time, but yeah, the whole self-improving spell, not a sentient one, just a self-improving, self-rewriting spell. I think that given what I know about she,
you want
you
to
are the perfect person
learn
to
runic string theory. That'll be fun.
I want to create a spell which holds something together and which is constantly able to adapt to continue the task at hand. Because I learned something very interesting recently about the crystal in Califax's staff, and I want to pursue research regarding that.
That would be XY, 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 XYZ template. Alright, it's simple enough. That's for a separate talk.
Yeah. Either way, I know you said you had to be off, so...
Yes, I must.
Thank you for understanding.
And also, if you need somewhere that is less mana dense, I certainly know a place. I was just there.
Is it one of these null zones I keep hearing about?
If you wouldn't mind, I could take you there for a split second, out of view, if you understand. But I know you're busy here.
Stern is staring at me. I think Stern wants me to return by now.
A separate date. I'll take you to a cataclysm at a separate date.
Cataclysm. I would enjoy seeing that. That sounds interesting at the very least. Still. Take care.
Mainly from memory, some efficiencies, I thought. Alright.